all those sites. Very, very, very cool. Okay. So we're just going to check this out. How's everybody doing today? Hope we're all having a good day. I'm doing a webinar right now for me and Bob. Me and Bob are doing a webinar, so me and Bob decided we're going to do our webinar for more than just me and Bob, because we can. So that's pretty cool. Now, I made a pretty lofty statement that my lead conversion is better than yours. Now, being hyperbolic with a subject line is clearly intended to get people to join my live. Now, it's not clickbait, because I think I can prove it to you. And I think I can show you something that you've never seen before. And I think this is really cool. So let's see if we can accomplish that. So here's what I want to talk to you about. And Bob, you feel free to jump in if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so every form of marketing that we do has its limitations. And I can only put things in the context of what I understand. So being one of the owners of Listing Booster, we struggle with a whole bunch of things. Getting you guys to actually do things that will benefit your business, not the least of which. But one of the things that we were looking at early on in the days of Listing Booster was that we needed to find a way to generate more leads. That's what we thought about. More leads, more leads, more leads. And this, I mean, we've been doing this stuff for so long. This was before lead generation became kind of an art form. And there's a lot of companies, a lot of people who are great at lead generation. And we're one of them. So for instance, if you go on the homepage of Listing Booster, it has a running tally of how many leads we've generated. And it's well north of 1 million. And we have loan officers who've generated 20,000 leads in a 2-year, 1.5-year period. Now, every solution creates its own new subset of problems. Kind of like for loan officers, when you have a condition from your underwriter and then you cure that condition by getting whatever it is that they're looking for, but then the cure for your condition just creates another condition. You know, always happens with divorce papers and bankruptcy papers. It's the same type of thing. So we generate a lot of leads, and then once we generated the leads, it doesn't take us home. It doesn't get us where we need to be, because the lead is only as good as your ability to convert that lead. That's it. Because the job of a loan officer or a real estate agent is not to get a lead, it's to turn that lead into a transaction. So that's the problem. Lead conversion is much more important than lead generation. So now when you generate a lead, like with Listing Booster, for example, here's what's going to happen. We put some form of lead capture on single property websites, virtual tours, text codes, all that type of stuff, and it's going to generate interest. But here's what happens when you generate a lead. Now we take that lead capture and we put it in front of people. So we can take a single property website, that's the bait, and we can put that on Bob's timeline. And now Bob's sphere of influence, the idea is they will click on that and they'll look at the property. And when they look at the property, they'll say, if you want to see it, you got to go forward with, you got to give us your information. Now, what happens is, or Bob or his real estate agents, anything. Now, what happens is that people who are interested in that property will click on it. That's good. We might get their phone number, we might not. It'd be better if we had it. So that could be a problem. We're going to get an email, we're going to get a name, we're going to get a lot of information on somebody who showed an interest in that property, and that's great. But then what also is going to happen is other people are going to click on it who really aren't that interested in looking at the property. They're not interested in buying it. It's basically a dead end. Then you're also going to get other real estate agents in your local market who are going to click on your marketing pieces. So you have a mixture of people interested in the property, people not interested in the property, looky-loo neighbors looking at the property, and real estate agents looking at the property. So when you do any type of like net fishing for lead opportunities, you're not only going to catch the fish you're looking for, but you're going to catch everything. So of those, I just named 4 possibilities for any form of lead capture, 3 of which are bad because they serve you. I would argue that getting a real estate agent for a lender is a good thing because we can get them working with us and giving referrals to us. So we have 1 that's great, 1 that's pretty good, and 2 that are duds. So that's the conundrum there. You can have a mobile solution where you're going to capture somebody's cell phone. And that's really good. But you have the same problem. 2 duds, 1 pretty good, 1 great. You have a phone number. You know that phone number is good. And so that's better. It still has a problem. Here's the problem. You used to get your bills and you used to get your ads in your snail mail. And then you got your email. And then the people who create ads and bills figured it's cheaper and faster to send it to your email. So they blew up your email. Now email sucks. And so then you moved on to text messaging and instant messaging, and that's better. Well, as you understand now, people are using your text messaging, as a form of marketing. And that's not good. You know, you want your marketing to be something where you're not being diluted with somebody trying to sell, you know, Carnival cruises and, you know, weight loss things and stuff like that. So your message, if you gather a bunch of phone numbers through some type of marketing campaign, you have two that are bad, one that's kind of good, one that's great, and then you're going to put them in a thing called a CRM, and you're going to drip them. You're going to put them in a funnel. Awesome, you're spamming people. Super cool. No one likes to be spammed. But nevertheless, that's all we got. And that's okay, because when you depersonalize somebody and consider them data, your conversion ratio goes down. So here's a good rule of thumb. The bigger your swath that you're marketing to, the less personal your marketing becomes, the lower your conversion ratio gets. So you could make an argument that having a smaller sample size with a much more targeted message with your marketing is going to be better, because when you do that, it becomes more personal, your conversion ratio goes up. So it's kind of an accordion approach to lead conversion. So we've been looking at a lot of lead conversion. So getting leads, you want hundreds of thousands of leads, we got it. Listing Booster will do it, it's easy, it's proven everywhere in the country. It's your ability to convert those leads. And this is the reason why real estate agents and lenders say, these leads are shit. And I can't, you know, I mean, they're not shitty, but I guess they could be better. You could have a denser concentration of people who are actually thinking about buying what you're selling, houses and mortgages. So we just started, I just did my first little tiny webinar on this today, so this is super cool. So I started thinking there's a couple of things that like really stand out to me. And understand what I'm saying here, staying in front of the curve. Going from snail mail to email to texting to instant messaging, staying ahead of the curve. So I can't help but notice on my computer pop-ups. I get pop-ups now. Somebody's got a message that pops up on my computer. I don't need to be on Facebook. Just pop-ups everywhere. Pop-ups. Pop-ups are good. Pop-ups are great. Okay. Now the other thing that's great are chat boxes. Not chat bots, but chat boxes. Let me explain the difference. A chat bot is what you can get on a Facebook professional page. And that's when you go to a real estate agent's page and you look, you know, and you go there, and then it pops up the instant message and it says, how can I help you? Would you like one of the following? To buy a house, to get this, to get that, and you can kind of click one of them. That's a chat bot, okay? Now, what I don't like about chat bots is you don't lose the impersonal nature of the form of communication, because I intuitively know that a chat bot is exactly that, a bot, not a person, okay? And remember, getting more personal is the key to higher conversion ratios. A chat box is when somebody actually is manning the other side of that instant message on whatever that piece is, and now I know that I'm actually speaking with a person. So a chat box, not a bot, solves a lot of problems. Here's the problems it solves. First of all, we've put them on single property websites on Listing Booster. We are the only company in the country that's doing that. So we stand out as being something different. And different is a really good friend to a marketer. You want to be a red hat in a sea of black hats. Said it a million times. So by virtue of just being different, it's good. The second thing is when people are online, they like the voyeuristic nature of being online. Let's face it, you know, I got a little thing here, I can shut my camera. You know, sometimes we just want to shut our camera, right?
Yeah.
Now, the anonymity, the voyeuristic nature of being online. And because it is kind of a voyeuristic type of thing, and I'm not talking about dirty sites, I'm just talking in nature, what sites you're going to, it doesn't become community-based when you're in search of something. And we go online, and we are either creating content, very few, or we are consuming content, very many people. So you'll get tickets to, movies, to concerts, you'll get how much a car costs, you'll look at homes, all these different things. You look at what your You'll see how fat your old girlfriend from high school got 25 years later on Facebook, which is the reason we all signed up, or whatever. We're capturing information. We gather information. We are not looking to engage people per se. We are looking to gather information anonymously. So when somebody has a single property website and they have a phone number on there, that requires the potential buyer or seller to drop their anonymity, call you up, engage in a conversation, and ask for information from you, knowing full well that they are going to ask for something in return of you. And for most people, it just becomes easier not to do that. I don't want to have to talk to you. I don't want to sit there and be sold by a real estate agent, a car salesperson, or anybody else. So people don't do it. It's what happens. Like think about how often we engage our phones, and think about instant messaging or texting. The conversion ratio is night and day. Now a chat box is cool because it allows somebody to keep their anonymity intact, but to gather pertinent, relevant, personal information on whatever it is that they're looking for. So conversion ratio high, good. No people who simply aren't going to buy it, that are the problem of every form of lead capture right now, they by and large disappear. Because people don't engage a chat box unless they actually have a legitimate question about something that they are legitimately interested in. So now we take lead generation of a highly diluted pool and we make it much more concentrated. Okay? So further, the other people who are going to engage a chat box are going to be people who are looking, by and large, not across the board, but are looking at acting sooner than later. So the box works as the filtering component for the salesperson. Very good. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We've already done it. So I want to show you how to do it. This is like super cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's a question on the chat boxes. Now, they have to have almost an immediate response. Like I did this. That's how I got onto this Nick. Nick popped up. Well, how can I help you? And I'm like, I'm having trouble logging in. He sent me the link because I'm on my phone, so I was having trouble with it. And then told him, I was right in. So tell Nick I said thank you. But
Bob says thank you, Nick. I just did it.
There you go. But I'm assuming they're looking for instant gratification or instant answer on these boxes.
Yes. Yes, and you bring up the most important point here. Bob, I'm so stoked that you said that because I want to explain something to you. Kian, can you come over here for a second? Okay. I want to explain how this works on a psychological level and why I'm going to implore emphatically that every lender take this approach. Okay. So me and Kian right here. By the way, I'm not little. Kian's just giant. Okay, so me and Kian are working in unison on a project. And this project is going to generate income, okay? Now, I have the option of either being the person who's going to gather the money or Kian, me or him. So we are going to do an activity that's going to generate money. One of us is going to collect the money. Now, I'm going to always insist on collecting the money, okay? Because here's what happens. If we have a company or a business together and I collect money and we make $100, now I give Kian $50. So psychologically, what happens here is that Kian's going to say, I got 50 bucks. That's kind of cool. And Kian is going to be more inclined to work harder and work with me if I'm the one who's handing the money out. It's human nature. It'd be the same thing vice versa. Now, on the flip side of this, if Kian were the one gathering the money through our activities, Kian's going to say, I have 100 bucks. I'm losing 50 by giving it to Brian. And Kian is going to conspire to figure out a way, or try to figure out a way, to work with somebody he likes more than Brian, or keep the 100 bucks. I mean, so when we have companies, when we are in relationships with people, we always like to control the money. Not from a greedy point of view, but I know that psychologically, if I can hand money to somebody rather than have them hand it to me, that it's going to ensure that relationship lasts longer. Okay, so that's the goal there. Does that make sense? It's the same thing with leads. So now, for you and a real estate agent, Bob, if you're the one who can hand out the referral, okay, rather than the real estate agent handing to you, that's going to make your relationship with that real estate agent more peer-to-peer.
Right.
And it's also going to guarantee that you are always the lender of record on the transactions. Now, if the real estate agent is the one who is controlling the lead, as has been the case historically forever, the real estate agent then could choose to use you, Keen could choose to use me, or Keen can just decide one day that maybe he thinks I'm a prick and say, you know what, I don't want to give this lead to Brian, even though he's the one of record who I'm working with. I'm going to give it to another lender. Or they can do, the great thing that real estate agents do is they can say, I'm going to give it to 3 lenders, right? Because real estate agents are so damn concerned about playing fair, right? And not having anything that might look like, I don't know, antitrust, like an antitrust issue.
Especially after we supply the leads to them. Yeah,
right.
They will give away. Yeah.
Real estate companies are so concerned about being sued over antitrust issues that they would have their real estate agents divvy off their leads to inferior loan officers to keep them from getting busted by antitrust lawsuits. Oops, oh my goodness, they're getting sued right now for their commissions on an antitrust level. Oops. So real estate agents, yeah. Did you know this company right here, this law firm, Hagens and Berman, they have a lawsuit going right now that anybody who bought or sold a house in the last 5 years can sign up with completely free, saying that NAR, along with RE/MAX, Keller Williams, Realogy, and Home Services of America, which is basically everybody who sells real estate in the country, are being sued on antitrust violations as we speak right now. Now, you might think that this is a BS bogus lawsuit, and I kind of tend to think it is, but something that should perk everybody's ears up who are in real estate is that they have settled $260 billion. So let's go back to what we're talking about. So do we understand psychologically why it's better for Bob to control the leads and be a peer-to-peer referral partner, a lead with the lead distribution, rather than having the real estate agent do it? So Bob, what I'm going to recommend to you is that you man the chat box, that you don't have the real estate agents man the chat box. Now, there's a number of reasons why. Well, first of all, if I go into my Listing Booster account, okay, which is right here. So I go into Listing Booster, okay. And why is it doing this? Okay. Well, ain't this just a peach? Let me just see if I can get in here. Can you guys, yeah, well, you cannot see my screen right now. Okay, good, because this ain't working. I think it's, all right, it's working now. Okay, good. All right, so we're going to let you see my screen again. Okay, that's the problem with doing stuff live. You just never know if it's going to work. Okay, there's my Infinity screen, and this is so cool. Okay, this is just the coolest. Okay. See, we generated 1,095,528 leads. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to log in, and I want to show you this. Again, nobody is doing this. And if you have a Listing Booster account, this is super easy and totally free. Okay, so I'm going to go into my Listing Booster account. Now, if you accept the fact that we've got lead generation covered, lead generation, we kill it. We kill it. I mean, you will generate hundreds, if not thousands, of leads on a monthly basis, depending on how much effort you put into it. Again, we've got too many people. It's a broken record. Okay, so if we establish we got that, I'm going to log in as my agents, and then I'm going to log in to my real estate agent, and I'm going to manage her listings. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a chat box. So I click this button here, and we've got these 2 video tutorials to show you how to put it in here. Now, I want you to understand this here, okay? So this right here is the key. This is a key, okay? And what that means is on this side of the door, I have Listing Booster. And Listing Booster built code that will accept a chat box, okay? On this side of the door is the chat box. In between is a door that we need to open so that the chat box can communicate with the Listing Booster code. In order to open that door, you have to have a key to open it so they can communicate. So we have to generate a key, this is like an embed code, that we put right over here, and that will put chat boxes on all the listings for this agent. So now what a loan officer has to do is I have to go into each one of my real estate agents and I have to add a chat box to them individually. Now, when we do this, so if I have 5 real estate agents, I put the same key on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the same key means any one of the properties that somebody is hitting you up on, all the people who have any questions on the chat box, it's going to filter them into one location. A funnel, because I know we all like that word. It will funnel them all into one area. But like I said, these are people who are looking for an immediate anonymous response, who have a high probability of buying what you're selling very quickly, and nobody else in the country is doing it. It cleans up your junk leads, makes them better leads, and you can close more deals quicker. Okay? But you have to man the chat box. So, Bob, if you were the person who is manning the chat box, a couple of good things happen. First of all, you can guarantee a quick and immediate response to all of them. We can do that, okay, because now you are in control of it. Second of all, you're the one who the leads are coming into, okay? So you man the chat box, and somebody says, hey, this is a cool house. How many bedrooms? Bob responds back immediately on the chat, just like you had, Bob, how you got on this webinar today. I believe it's a 4-bedroom house. It's absolutely beautiful. But what I'd really like to do is have a real estate agent call you. I got somebody waiting right now. Can we have that happen? Are you cool with that? Now, the person will either say yes or no. And when the person says yes, what you've just created right there is a live transfer to a real estate agent with somebody who has an actionable request on a property that is actually listed right now. And we love the immediacy of that. No other form of lead generation and conversion does that. Zillow's not even doing it. Nobody's doing it. Okay.
And then so you're on your phones, a notification is going to come up that you have a chat, so wherever you are, you can pop it in.
Yes.
And also, we need to give a shout out to Patrick. Give a shout out to Patrick. He just texted me to see if that was us online right now.
Patrick Quealy. You know, it's funny that you bring up Patrick right now. I'm not joking. He's easily one of my favorite people, and just not only my favorite loan officers. He's actually one of my favorite human beings in the world. I mean that. I was having kind of a shitty day yesterday, and you know, you have these days where like nothing's going right, and you're like, I'm sick of trying to, like, I'm not addressing things as quick as I can. I was just gassed. And I thought to myself when I was driving home, I'm like, you know what I want to do? I need to change the scenery. I want to go, I swear to God, I thought this. I'm like, I want to go stay with Patrick for a week and just work with him because he's always so positive. Just you know, do my stuff, but do it around somebody, just to change the scenery. And I know that Patrick would say yes. I know he would, because that's who he is. And I know he would. He's one of those dudes who recharges my battery. He just does. I'm like, I think I need to do that. And I got a good night's sleep last night, so I feel better. But I'm still thinking about that. So yes, big shout out to Patrick Quealy, Hancock Mortgage Partners in Boston, Massachusetts. One of the most astute marketers I know, and a super, super, super cool human being. Okay, so now what I'm going to do. Okay, so we have so many things going on. We're restreaming. Okay, so let's look at the chat box. So if we take and post a single property website, now here's the cool thing. You can have, so if you have 20 real estate agents in your Listing Booster account, okay, and of those 20 real estate agents, they each have 2 listings, which they don't. But you'll have some with 5 and some with 1. So say they have an average of 2. You have 40 listings, okay? Right on, Patrick. Now you've got 40 chat boxes that are at play. Okay, so I have 40. See, I don't know if you guys caught this, but this chat box just popped up here. And so now I've got 40 pieces where people, with their anonymity intact, with actionable items that need to be addressed right now, and it's your job just to convert them into a conversation and let the real estate agent overcome the objections on a conversation, because that is what we are all shooting for with a lead, a conversation. Okay, so if we can funnel those into one area, I think we can change businesses. This is like the most exciting thing since we put our lead capture on everything, because no one's doing it. Now, I'm just, full disclosure, guys, I'm just wrapping my head around this thing right now, and I'll tell you what I like and I dislike. So what I don't like here is I don't like the look of this. It pops up. I I don't know if I would hide this under our lead capture. I might turn my lead capture off in hopes that I'm going to gather people here. But as Patrick will know, I would try a combination of both. The second thing is I don't like how this looks. I want something, to be just candid about it, I want something that jumps out at you, maybe a little more gaudy. I put a gorilla head in here earlier. Ask a monkey a question. I would try a whole bunch of different things. So if I click on this chat box right now, okay, and I don't like this. I don't want to capture information here because understand here, I have to look at conversion ratios. This right here is an objectionable item to somebody. So these are obstacles to getting somebody to engage the chat box. And we can get rid of these. I'm going to show you how to. Okay? But now I've got 40 chat boxes going into one area. The cool thing is I could actually change those right now. I can change everything and customize it. And it's totally free. So let me, I know I have it's on my, the thing is I put the app on my phone. And so all the chats go directly to my phone. But Pure Chat. Okay, is it Pure Chat? Is Andrew here? Is it Pure Chat? Okay, so I'm going to go to Pure Chat. Okay. Now, when I go to Pure Chat, so remember the door with the key? One side, the other. Unlock the door, we got to get a key. When you go here, you don't want to go to ArtyBot. This is my opinion. This is the one that's automated for you. And we are so in this industry, so in love with automation. I think automation sucks. It's impersonal. The conversion ratio is horrible. And it encourages realtors and lenders to be lazy, to rely on laziness. And I'm a big fan of hustle. Pure Chat is the one you engage in. So you sign up for free. It takes 2 seconds. You put your name, your email, your phone number. It's up. Then you download the app. You go to the App Store and you go to Pure Chat. And then you get the app and it tells you what your login is and bang, you're good to go. Now, once you log in, it's going to give you your embed code or your key, your connection key. And you're going to copy that connection key and you're going to put it back into your Listing Booster account. Okay, but now I might still need Andrew. All right, so I'm going to, let's see, go to my dashboard. Let's see if this works. I'm going to see if I can figure this out. Now, guys, I'm horrible at technology. I literally need my 20-something-year-old over here to hold my hand through this stuff because I hate this stuff and I'm terrible at technology. That's my secret that I don't want people to know. That's why I'm going live with it right now and automating this everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to go to my quick links and then I'm going to go to my customized website maybe. Let's see. Okay, so I'm using this for a variety of reasons. She's a wonderful, wonderful lady, great real estate agent. Frankly, well, this was just to see if I could actually do a customized bot. So what I'm doing is I am replacing the pop-up here. I think it popped down. The pop-up here, that you saw earlier with the mailbox. I was gonna replace it with this image, and it has to be 400 by 600. So we were kind of screwing around with it. What I don't like about this is I don't like the background color because see how it's black around here? And when you go to where it pops up, it kind of blends in. So I want something that pops. But now let's go to my chat. Okay, now here's the thing that's interesting. See, I can go ahead and I could see over here what's showing up on my chat box. So just get rid of them all. And I think less is better. Okay, so that's how easy this is to do. So, and there's an upgradable thing to this where you can pay 20 bucks a month. I'm sure it's worth doing. I just haven't got into it yet. Now, the other thing I can do is I can go into my design here. So now you see how I have one design here? So I can change that chat box to a custom design. I could go to my edit image, see how I have her here. I can change it to look like any of these. So I can click it and make this my chat box, and I can update it to that. I can update it to any of these. And frankly, I'm sure a number of these would be good enough for our purposes. Hello, female. You know, these are, frankly, they're probably better than whatever we can do customizing. So let's say, so I have any of these, but here's my whole thing. Let's say I want to create, or you want to create a custom pop-up chat box on your single property websites. So understand, you're posting your single property websites to groups in your area local groups, local agents, local properties with your pop-up, so you're having immediate conversations on 40, 50, 100 properties at any given time. The best and worst case scenario is if you're posting like Patrick is, you're posting like 20 properties on any given day, you're going to have 50 responses. It's a full-time job. But because we weed out what you would deem bad leads, this is also a great problem to have because there is a ton of business on the other end of this. Okay, so I'm going to do a custom chat box right now. Here's what I'm going to do. And I'm working on a Mac, so I'll show you something very easy. Okay, so I'm going to, by the way, this is my one of my personal hacks. I don't like using Photoshop or anything like that. They're just too complicated. They require too much. I go to, it's called Keynote. Keynote is a PowerPoint presentation that Google has. Google has a form of PowerPoint that you can, if you have a Gmail account, you got it. Any of them will work. It all functions very similarly. So I'm going to open up a new one because I need to create an image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and go to Facebook, and I'm going to get a picture of me because I'm really handsome. Okay, I am devilishly handsome. Said nobody ever. Okay, all right. So let's go get a picture of me in all my grandeur. All right. Come on. My computer's running 15 programs right now, so all right, there we are. Handsome as all damn hell. Okay, so Shift Command 4 on a Mac. So I'm hitting Shift Command 4 and I'm screen capturing this. On a PC, we call it the snippet. So if you have snippet, I just grab that picture. Okay. So, all right, so I got that now. I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to go to my desktop where I just saved that picture to. And let's go to my desktop. And then over here, and I'm going to pull this picture down here so I can start to manipulate it. Here's a cool thing, by the way, here's a cool thing that Macs can do. I have this thing so I can go to my image here, and I can hit this thing called Instant Alpha. And now, you notice when I go over Instant Alpha, it's like looking through a scope. See? Off the scope, on the scope. And what it does is it gives you, it's the poor man's Photoshop. So I'm going to take out my background because I frankly like the idea of making me look worse. All right. Oh. Okay, so when it's, okay. Yeah. All right, and, oh. Okay. And you can go in here. Here's the reason why. So I can go in here. And I can clean up these things if I want to. Man, oh, I look good. Okay, so now, oh, you handsome devil, you, Brian. Okay, so now let's get, I want a color that's going to pop against the backdrop. So let's go over here and let's pick the worst color we can get. I think green is going to look pretty purple. Green, green, green. Okay, so I'm going to raise this up. Okay, and somebody's going, and now I'm going to put this behind. I got to arrange that behind me. So I'm going to go to back. Yeah, it's getting worse by the minute. Okay, now I'm going to put I'm here to help, because nothing says I'm here to help more than this picture. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, and again, I hope that you guys understand that you clearly don't have to make yours look as horrible as mine. I'm just having fun with this because, I mean, everybody likes it when somebody's self-deprecating. Okay, so now I'm going to put this down here because purple goes with green like orange juice goes with chocolate. Okay, so now I got my picture. I got everything I want, and I'm going to hit Shift Command 4, or you'd hit Snippet here, and I want to just grab this picture. So I'm going to grab it here like such. All right. Now I'm going to open up a new one, and I'm going to take that picture, go, oh, not documents, I'm going to go to desktop, and that's about the size I want. Okay, so I'm going to actually save this one, and you can see, you can't see the, I'm here to help, but what I can do now is I can take that picture, which is now smaller, and I can go back over here, and I can pop this into Pure Chat. I can go to upload an image. I can go to my desktop. There it is. And now, oh yeah, that's my new pop-up. How awesome is that? Super cool. Now, again, what I really want to illustrate to you guys is if you're going to do this, we have to watch our analytics. So if you have a chat box that's popping up and it's not capturing anyone, they might not be seeing it or it doesn't grab their attention. I clearly wouldn't do the picture that I just used, but you get the idea. Mix them up, change it out, because ones will work better than the other ones, and then, of course, stick with the ones that work better. Okay, so I'm going to save this. And I think I should have my chat box. So I think I have that on my key. So now let's go back to my Listing Booster account. And let's go look at a market. Oh, wait. Yep, let's go look at a single property website. And let's pull it up and see what happens. And this very well could not work, because I might be doing something wrong. Let's see. Again, I'm running I'm so littered with viruses. There it is. There's my chat box. It popped up again. So it's just to illustrate. Now, okay. So over here, remember I took away all those questions. So all I want to do is how much for the house. Okay. So again, understand when a consumer is doing this, my anonymity remains intact. Okay. So they don't know who I am. So it's a little cat and mouse game. But the anonymity for me is the important part. Because when I require somebody to fill out fields like their name, phone number, and email, they could give me a fake one. But the other thing is, like I said, those are obstacles. So I just like the chat because I'm actually very comfortable with my ability to convert people. And I'd rather have my chat box pinging all day. Okay? So now I'm going to send this chat. So that chat was just sent. And now I have just got that on my phone. So on my Pure Chat, I go over here. Oh, I got to log into it. Okay, so mortgage shots, TGAG. Oh, I don't, MRTG.
Now, does that mention what property that is, or is there a code for each property?
You know what? You bring up. Oh, this is interesting. I just learned this right now. It has an, because I didn't respond to that right now. So what this thing did is it just auto-responded for me saying we'll be right with you. The bot. So we've got an automated bot response in there. So I'm logging in right now, guys. This might take too long to do. Chats. Okay, so one chat. Hey, Andrew? You got a second? I don't. Turn this goddamn thing off! Okay, it says I have one chat on here, but where is it?
So log in.
I just did. NINJAZ 14. Go. Okay. So.
Okay, so go to your chats just in case.
Oh, over here?
Yeah, like let's just see if it doesn't. Okay, so it doesn't do anything. So where is it saying you have a chat?
It just did.
Doesn't seem like you have any right now. Yeah, probably because you closed it.
Okay, so let's open it back up. Can I just chat here again?
No, you closed it out.
That's it.
Yeah, there you go. You'll have to refresh it.
Okay, test. Let's try this again. So now I'm logged in here. Send chat request. Okay, let's see how this thing works.
Yeah, you get the
Okay,
red.
so it's right there. So I got my chat. It's already here. Now I click on it, I would assume.
Yep. And you have your visitor. See what says visitor?
Nope.
Right there at the top in orange. Very first line.
Okay, okay, gotcha. Okay, test.
And then you'll notice when that happens on your screen, your name comes up. See? It even says, hey, someone is here.
Let's work on this together. So Bob has a question here. So I can't tell right now which property that this is on.
That's accurate.
Okay, is there a way to make it specific to a property?
You could add that as a question on the form.
So what I could do is I'm assuming I could put an auto response in here, and I can say like no problem.
Well, no, I mean like in the very first. Remember, earlier we pulled all the questions off of this, but now you could add a question here. This is what property are you on, for example.
Okay, all right. So that's actually that. So Andrew brings up a really great point. And again, we're just figuring this whole thing out here. So if I go back to my data, 800 text leads, and I've got 11,000 web leads from the strategies that we do on a fake account. So if I leave this thing active on a fake account, what's going to happen is that I'm going to actually have a ton of actual real people looking to get questions answered on fake properties that they want to buy. I mean, think of what that means for your business. Like, what if you had real properties with these same people who really want to buy a house who are hitting you up, chatting you up all the time? Do you think you'd be able to convert 1 or 2 of them if you're getting 50 of these a day? And the answer is emphatically yes. I can't think of a better use of a loan officer's time or getting somebody to respond to this.
And,
so now let's fix this right now.
Real quick before you click anything.
Yeah.
We don't tell you where it's coming from on the mobile app, or they don't anyway. But if you do say over here, there's a refer.
What does that mean?
That's the
Explain.
URL for the website.
Oh,
So, like,
okay.
you can't see it
All
on
right.
mobile, but on desktop you can.
Okay, so here's the thing, Bob. So there's 2 things. On my phone, I can't tell the property, okay? If I'm manning this, like if you had somebody you're paying $10, if you're getting 100 hits a day from people looking at buying a house right now, it's worth hiring somebody for $10 an hour, period. It's a stupid. Okay, so if you have somebody manning it on a desktop, I have the property URL over here. Any darn street. That's this one. It's a fake property. So it does identify it if I'm responding to and from on a desktop, but if I am mobile as a loan officer, it's not going to tell me. To be honest with you, it might be on here. I just don't know where it's at.
Well, these are always saved too. All these transcripts are saved, so even if you engage with someone on the phone, you can always just log in later on your desktop.
I get that, but I think the thing is that we want is like the thing about a chat box is the chat box is only as good as your response time.
Yeah.
So like if you set this up, you have to be manning it because there's a ton of business in there. But let's figure this out real quick. So, okay, so we've already connected the 2. So let's go into my quick links. I'm going to go to my customize my website, and then I'm going to go into my chat box, I assume. And then I want to, I like the fact, so I want to auto response in here.
You need another question?
I want to add a question to it, so when it pops up.
Yeah, so that's what these are right here. So these are all your questions and stuff.
Okay. Enter your question right here. Okay.
So you can type in whatever. Oh, sorry.
Wow, isn't this great? So I'm going to put in here.
I think you're actually editing this right now, so you would want to check another box and then you can edit.
Oh, I think I screwed that last one up then, didn't I?
No, that's fine.
Oh no, that says company.
Yeah, so you would want to. I don't know if you still want to have that box on there too, but you can change these. So
Okay.
they put their question in here, and then you would put in another box that says what property are you on.
Well, if I put down here, say, thanks for chatting. Thanks for chatting. I mean, again, you're going to want to screw around with this to see what works better. So do I have to upgrade that?
No.
Just save it?
and
Okay. So now, theoretically, if I go back to my properties over here,
Yeah, I was actually already showing you what it was going to
okay, so let's try it again. So now again, this is a different fake property. So it's, again, you can see my computer's thinking because I'm running 15 programs on here, and my computer's just littered with viruses. Okay, so now the chat box, here it is. Okay, so my chat box pops up. Now, I'm interested in this property as a consumer. I'm going to click on my chat box, and that should pull up, right?
See where it says right there?
Thanks for chatting. What property are we talking about? Okay. Okay. How many bedrooms? On 1, 2, 3, any damn street, drive. Question. Okay, send chat. Okay, so now that just hit my phone, and it's also online. So again, if you had properties posted all over the place, the thinking is that you're going to get more people who are actually interested in actionable items. So you can see the one right here. Okay. You're hearing all that beeping because you don't generally have the person creating the chat and answering the chat on the same computer. That's why you're hearing all the noise.
Yeah.
So now I can respond, and of course I have all the information here. So I can respond from my computer, and again, it's all free, or I can respond from my mobile. So the key is, if you want your business to look better, faster, quicker, doing something nobody else is doing, zero, boy, this would do it. I mean, how many transactions are on the other side of this thing? So, can I respond to a chat from my computer? I'm assuming I can.
Yeah, you just have to go over here where it says incoming chat.
Oh.
This is the editor page. You can see where it says visitor.
How do I know that's any damn street? Oh, here we go. It's right down here.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Super, super easy. Again, just a little wanky right now because this is my first time actually using it. Okay. So does this make sense to you? So now all we have to do. So now, Bob, for you, here's the hill you need to climb. You need right now. You're going to have ready, able-bodied people with serious, legitimate questions who are hitting you up doing something nobody's doing, being the red hat in a sea of blue. But here's the other part. I don't know if you guys are catching this, but like all the problems associated with any type of drip campaign or funnel campaign that's email-based or even now text mail, like everyone is texting. Like texting is the way to go. But understand, like people who we're sending text campaigns to, so are other people. And so it starts to lose its luster, and your message begins to get diluted by virtue of the fact that other people are doing it. So the astute marketer always wants to stay one step ahead of the curve, and we need to stay one step ahead of the curve with things that are easy to initiate, that are going to be highly effective with great conversion ratios. So using the chat box really checks off a lot of those boxes, the proverbial boxes for the mortgage loan officer who is marketing using Listing Booster. I mean, this one's, I already know there's going to, literally, we just started this. I already know because I've done this for so long. I'm going to have 10 people who are watching this. The light bulb's going to go off in their head, and they're going to crank with it, and I'm going to get emails from people or instant messages from people saying, dude, you are killing it. I'm killing it with this. I already know it's going to happen. And so the question really becomes, are you going to be one of those people who's doing it? So I love the idea that you're going down this road, Bob. I love it, love it, love it. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that we are here to support you, you know, when you're getting up and running, because we have your strategies on how to get the agents, how to get the listings, how to market the listings, how to generate the leads. And now, very, very effectively, we have a way to convert those leads into actual closings in a very short order. And like I explained to you earlier, you being the one handing out the leads, and boy, what an effective tool that is. Does that work for you, Bob?
Absolutely. Yep.
Super cool. Okay, well, this is what I wanted to share with you. And the other part of it is, remember, we were having our one-on-one conversation, but we said, well, instead of doing one-on-one, let's also, good marketers looking at their leverage ratios, we decided to go live with this, but we decided not to go live on one channel. We decided to go live on YouTube, 3 Facebook channels, and Periscope. I don't even know what Periscope is. I do, but I don't use it. We also, through this, we can automate this into Twitter. We can automate this out into additional Listing Booster channel or Facebook channels if we have them. So our ability to communicate as an individual loan officer or real estate agent and get our message out, our community-based message, our personal message with higher conversion abilities. We have so much great technology at our disposal right now. Not us, all of us. And we have all the tools to succeed. And I don't know, maybe the blessing and curse at the same time is that, you know, because it does require a little thought, most people won't do it. So as long as you've got your ears open and your ears perked up and your eyes wide open, there is great opportunity for loan officers and real estate agents to kill it right now. So I hope this helps. Bob, thank you for your time. I look forward to getting to know you, as I'm sure we will going forward, being one of my buds over at Hancock Mortgage Partners. Patrick, I know you're on here. Thanks for jumping on, dude. I'm serious. I'm thinking I need a break. And I think I want to do it in Boston and hang out and just bullshit with you for a week. That might be a good thing. Anyways, hope this helped out. Super cool. Appreciate everybody's time, energy, efforts. And I hope you can take what you learned today and apply that to your account so we have what I like to call a recession-proof business. Have a great day, everybody. I hope to talk to you soon. Later, skaters. Thank you. Bob's a cool dude, and now we are going to go and close all you other bad boys down. All right, thank you, everybody. It's like an old 80s video, right? Ooh. Okay.